Hello and Namaste. I'm Prasun Satyal. I'm Managing Director for Annapurna Aroma. Today I'm talking about collaboration with the Community Forest User Group, a tried and true method to promoting transparency, accountability, and sustainable forest management. I'm from Nepal, a small country in map surrounded by large India and China. We cover only 0.03% of land in this world, although we have amazing geographical diversity. From 59 meters to the Mount Everest, so we have all kind of climate and temperature on very short distance. So Nepal is the native of thousands of aromatic plants and herbs. We can see some unique and popular aromatic plants in the pictures, where you can find chamomile to anthophogon. With an estimated 9,000 species of flowering plant, Nepal is ranked ninth among the Asian country for the floral wealth, among which 1,515 to 2,331 plants are useful to medicinal and aromatic purposes. More are still to be researched. Some of popular plants are growing in the buffer zone of forest area like lemongrass, citronella, palmarosa, and eucalyptus, which helps in forest growth and protect the farmer's land by wild animals. Globally, Nepal ranks 25th in biodiversity. Its dense forests are home to thousands of aromatic plants like wintergreen, jatamosi, valerian, anthophogon, Himalayan silverfir, juniper berry, and many more that are yet to be discovered. According to the data from 2021, the forest coverage area of Nepal is 41.9%, which was not always the case in the past. During 1970, most of land were abandoned, unsystemically used or overused, so the government was not able to manage and protect the forest. With the increasing population and migration of people, the tendency of random deforestation was at its peaks, which directly threatened the wildlife as well as people living around the region. The areas which was used to be forest and home of thousands of flora and fauna were filled with either unwanted bushes or stone. As an immediate solution on the VAT situation, in year 1970, the government launched the Community Forest User Group model to protect and utilize the forest. The Community Forest User Group CFUG concept is successful program out of 8 around the world that is recognized in Rio Plus 20. In this model, the government handed over the national forest to the local people as community-owned forest to conserve, develop, manage and utilize the forest. The struggle of the community and awareness activity helped Nepal to gain back its forest. You can see in the graph that the CFUG model helped to increase the forest coverage from 30% to 41.69% as of 2021. Forestry sector contribute 4.7% in GDP excluding the contribution of ecosystem services. Out of total forest in Nepal, 30.42% are covered by community forest, whereas 50.42% of the forest are managed by government and 13.39% of forest are within protected area. The CFUG member also helps the user group to generate some income by collecting plants that can be distilled at the spot and earn the income through the utilization of forest resources. The first CFUG was established in 1970 and currently there are more than 22,000 community forest user group in Nepal. Out of total population of 30 million inhabitants, around 35% of population of Nepal is involved in community forest user group, which means 3 million households or 14 million peoples are involved in community forest user group. Among 50% women are involved in it, which is approximately half of the populations who are involved in agriculture in Nepal. Despite the majority of population are involved in agriculture, Nepal is unable to ensure its sustainability. 66% of people are involved in agriculture for their livelihood. Agriculture contributes one third of GDP of national economy. Most of the people are solely depending on agriculture in rural areas. They own or lease less than half hectare land for farming. This is often not enough for their survival, and people move to Kathmandu or work in the Gulf countries. There are many social organizations that are working with CFUG to ensure the sustainability of people as well as environment. But these organizations are still not able to diversify the activity of local people. Without involvement of private sector, community-based enterprises could not be sustained. It is important to all agriculture business and related organizations who are actively contribute to the betterment of farmer, their families as well as environment. Partnering with CFUG is one of the effective way to increase transparency and sustainability of forest and the community. As you know, I'm working in essential oil industry, so I can describe how essential oil produced by our partnering CFUG and how it helps to empower the people who are both the farmer and the collector of aromatic plants. Having worked with 71 CFUGs since 2013, we have seen positive development of communities and its people through this collaboration. It would not be fair to talk about the marginalized population from my point of view. So I decided to go to a village near Kathmandu and learn about their perspective on the effect of collaboration of CFUG and essential oil manufacturers. This is Tulimaya Muktan from small village Lele. She lives with her son, daughter-in-law and three grandchildren. Tuli lost her husband a few years back. He used to be family cost winner. Her son also used to earn from collection of wild mushroom, but this was not enough for her family. Instead of cutting forest for income, she decided call it wintergreen and valerian nearby the community forest. Being a member, this was easy. Now she earns almost the same as other collector and her financial status is better. Tuli told us they were not aware about the variety of aromatic plants found in the forest and its economic benefit. She still remembered the time that her children were asking for some pocket money and she could not buy foods. Tuli and her friend used to fantasize about wearing colorful clothes. They never thought that they would be able to afford nice and clean pair of clothes. After the installation of a distillation unit in their area, Tuli and other collector group members could know about the variety and value of aromatic plant and how to distill essential oil and to get reliable income from their community forest. She tells us that about 3 wonderful years of stable income and development of her community. No matter how much they collect, they are always compensated for their hard work at fair price per kg of collected plants. There are thousands of people like Tulimaya Muktan whose life has changed since the collaboration with CFUG and essential oil manufacturer in Nepal. You will be surprised to know that wintergreen was used as a mattress for cows and is now the most famous product in the field of essential oil. It is amazing to see that the plants that was once misused to such an extent could improve the lifestyle and living standard of thousands of families. This story encourages us to continue in this field. We organize group of farmer and collector and give them organic certification training in which they learn about collection rule and regulation to follow while collecting the hops. During this training, we explain about the importance preservation of land and forest along with the utilization of its resources. Nowadays, they are applying their knowledge and skill in their daily life, due to which sustainability of aromatic plants has been ensured. Now, with proper training and knowledge, the community forest user group have learned about the importance of the conservation of forest and their resources. They now love the forest more than ever and are cautious when collecting wintergreen. They leave their village in a group and collect the annually allotted quantity of hops as per their collection rule. There are several blocks for collecting raw hops for different years, leaving out enough plants to regenerate for the next season. They are aware about valuable plants and hops like wintergreen which are yet to be discovered in the near future that could be benefit them. So they make sure that no other hops are damaged during collection. Collectors follow these instructions in order to ensure the conservation of plants that are found in the forest. For example, Jatamosi is mostly found in the alpine meadows of Nepal. The collectors in the Karnali region were one of the first group to ensure the sustainability of the hops even before they got training from the essential oil industry, particularly on organic certification standards. There is a myth that Jatamosi can be collected after every 3 years. If any person goes to the same place for collection before 3 years, it is believed that they are haunted by ghosts. Knowingly or unknowingly, at that time, the collectors in Nepal were involved in the sustainability of Jatamosi. In the past, a huge amount of Jatamosi raw hops were exported to unseen market. Now, because of the collaboration between CFUG and the essential oil industry in the Karnataka region has brought major transformation and transparency in the collecting and exporting from Nepal. Under CITES regulation, the export of large quantity of raw hops resulted in the ban of export of Jatamosi oil. This encouraged the rise and establishment of essential oil industry and introduction of concept Borama hoina botolma, which means replacing a sack of hops with a bottle of oil. In this way, the collector can export value-added product to the foreign market. Transparency is maintained at all levels for CFUG members so that everyone is aware about the fact, trend, and flow of funds. All members are encouraged to participate in the decision-making process so they can reach an appropriate conclusion about the future and projects. Since the national forests are handed over to the member of CFUG, they have right to restrict non-member to use forest area and its resources in order to protect the resources of the forest. They are responsible for all activity that occur in the forest, whether it is deforestation, afforestation, or the selling of forest-based product, and so on. All the members of CFUG in Nepal work hard to manage and utilize its resources, as it will eventually help them individually and in their community. The collaboration of CFUG with Nepalese oil manufacturer can help CFUG to get more projects to sell products from forest resources collection, adding value by distillation on the spot. Besides gaining more income and empowerment, educational and social activity in the village are developed. They get different type of training, for example, sustainable harvesting, efficient distillation, using less firewood, reuse of distilled plant, hygiene, healthcare, and so on. This know-how and guarantee to always can sell for an agreed price, contributes to community development and environmental conservation. On the other hand, the collaboration with CFUG can help the company to collect the purest form of aromatic plant from the forest area and therefore produce the purest form of essential oil. This collaboration also provides an opportunity for essential oil manufacturers to contribute to the sustainability of the poor individuals and their communities. It also maintains transparency and accountability so that all the member or entity involved with CFUG are given equal opportunity and benefit. The essential oil industry is encouraged to work with the CFUG model in their country to promote sustainability, transparency, and accountability of forest-based aromatic plants. Thank you so much, IFEAT, for giving me this opportunity to speak about my country and my work. Thank you again. Namaste. Dhanyavad.